much, Professor Bullard, for your presentation. It is very impressive to realize that you are not an academic in the traditional sense of the term, but you have been involved in action. This is a very good example for all of us who wants to fight for the implementation of justice in the world. So my main remark is congratulations, but I would have a question for you. Within the energy community, we are trying to build up the idea of energy justice as a different thing from environmental justice. However, I think you have a very wide concept of environmental justice, which includes racism, energy. So if you were to ask me to pick the slide in which energy justice has been directly addressed, when you said that colored people pay more for the energy they spend than white people, that would be the very specific issue on energy justice. So do you think there is the need to create a specific branch for energy justice within a wider idea of environmental justice?
Well, let me just say, our concept of energy justice fits under the larger umbrella of environmental justice. Now, that's the U.S. Framework, and I'm not suggesting that you adopt that. But when we look at the legislation that was passed, the Inflation Reduction Act, and the resources as they flow, there will be grants in the Inflation Reduction Act that will go directly to address the energy insecurity. And for example, in some of our neighborhoods, because of racial redlining, there are no major grocery stores, supermarkets, businesses that sell products, energy products. And it's been shown that as you map out certain areas, if you want to buy efficient light bulbs, just a little example, you have to go outside of the neighborhood, which means that you have to pay more to drive or catch the bus to get out. And if you buy some of those things inside of the neighborhoods, the pricing is higher. It's like food is higher in neighborhoods, in the urban inner city neighborhoods. The same store, if you go to the suburbs, same product, same Kroger's or H-E-B or some of the major chains, the food is cheaper outside of the neighborhoods. They cost more. So the Inflation Reduction Act, there are grants that go directly to community-based organizations and local governments to address some of that disparities in terms of providing loans for small businesses, startups, to correct some of the inequities and inadequacies. So that's a business framework in terms of, and usually minority-owned businesses generally hire individuals who are people of color. I mean, that's startups, etc. That's one thing. The other part is the energy issue of the extent to which the justice part in terms of the disproportionate impact of having these facilities concentrated in neighborhoods, which expose them to more pollution risk. That's a justice question. That's a health question. That's an environmental question. And it's an energy question. And the mere fact that when blackouts occur, the power is restored quicker in the white areas. Now, I'm not talking South Africa. Now, I know that happens in South Africa because I was there in October. But it also happens in the United States. When we had our blackout, the downtown area, the area that's close to the medical center, they call essential services and essential businesses. We don't live around those. So that they had power, and we had to wait 5 days. That's an energy justice issue. That's not an issue when as it relates to the power plant itself, that's a justice question related to policy, as to how fast you are able to address the inequities that's built into a framework. Well, you have to know that these services are essential. Our community having where you have a disproportionate number of households, members in the household that are on dialysis. And if your dialysis, if there's no power and you can't do your dialysis, that's a disproportionate impact. So having power is not something that you can say, well, let's let those folks die and have the medical center and the downtown business corridor back online, or where the industries are, have that power come back up quicker. Those are all justice questions that we are working through our city, local, county, and the federal level.